And we are live. Let's see. So, yes, we are live. Sorry, I was just verifying. Hello, everyone. So welcome to the first live of the Deep Reinforcement Learning course. So we're going to start in 2 minutes, just to wait that everyone who wants to join can join. I'm super happy to do this live. This is the first one since a long time. So yeah, and so I'm happy also to see that there is a lot of people. So just a quick thing. Today we're going to I'm going to present what the course will be about. And then we will have a Q&A, but in a funny way, because we're going in the same moment. I'm going to play with Huggy, with some of the Huggy you trained. So for people who don't know, Huggy is the reinforcement learning dog that you're going to train to fetch the stick. And some of you already train it. So we're going to try some. And yeah, please tell us where you're joining from so that I can see a little bit. Finland, nice. Switzerland. So I'm from France. Macedonia, France, of course. Yeah, nice. Montreal. Ireland, nice. Egypt, Bangalore, Michigan, Argentina, Netherlands, Texas, Spain. Oh, yeah, around the world. Catalonia, India. Oh, okay. Switzerland too, Poland. Living in South Korea, nice. USA, Latvia, Belarus. Nice. So yeah, what I was saying is that we're going to have two parts, one for 20 minutes where I'm going to present, explain the course, what it will look like, what's the scope, what will be the challenges, etc. And the second part, we're going to do a small Q&A. USA, Bangladesh. Okay, so let's go. I'll just remove this banner. Okay. Sri Lanka, nice. Okay, so I'm going to start by just, as I explained, the live will be in two parts. So the first will be a presentation of the course. So I will explain the scope, the unit, and the challenges you're going to work with. It will be approximately 20 minutes. I think it will be a little bit less, but I put this part. And the second part will be a Q&A where I'm going to play with some of the Huggy that were trained by the students, and I'm going to answer some questions. If we don't have time to answer all the questions, don't hesitate to join our Discord server, where we have a big community where you can participate, you can exchange with your classmates. So it's a very nice studio. I'm just blocking. Okay. Okay, so as I was saying, so we have two parts. So the first part will be a presentation of the course, and the second will be a Q&A. So Q&A, as I said, I'm going to play with Huggy. So Huggy is the second unit, so the unit bonus, where you need to train these cute dogs to fetch a stick. And what's nice is that you can directly play in your browser, so you don't need to install anything, and you can load your model directly in the browser. Yeah, I will share the Discord link. Sorry. Here it's at the you have the Discord link at the bottom of the screen. So yeah, as I mentioned, we have a Discord server. So the Discord is a central place where you can exchange with your classmates. You can ask questions, you can study together, and it's also the place where we give the last update information. So yeah, to join is very simple. It's hf.co/join/discord. And then just one thing I wanted to mention before explaining the course. It's in the Discord, we build study group based where you live. So this way, it's easier for you because you can exchange with people who are in close time zones. But obviously, you can participate in every group if you want. And the second part, so yes, the video will be recorded. Second part is the mail. So if you sign up to the course, we got your mail. If it's not the case, the link is here, but the link is also on the Deep Reinforcement Learning course on Unit 0. It's important that you sign up because we're going to give you information also by mail, so to keep you updated. And we send you a mail 2 days ago, and if you didn't receive it, first, please check your spam folder because it might be in the spam folder. And if it's not the case, you can send me a DM on Discord so that I can verify if you are on your list. So yeah, again, the course is in this address. And so now I can speak a little bit about what we're going to do during this course. So you're going to study deep reinforcement learning in theory and practice. So theory, because you're going to learn the theory behind the algorithm you're going to study, so how they work mathematically speaking, because it's very important to understand, how it works behind the hood. But also a lot of practice, because in every unit you have hands-on where you train agents. You're going to learn to use famous deep reinforcement learning library, which is something very important when you do reinforcement learning. So you're going to learn about stable baseline 3. You're going to learn about RL baseline zoo, sample factory, clean RL. But you're also going to learn to make your own agent by hand. So coding with PyTorch, for instance. So we're going to do that with Q-learning. We're going to do that with policy gradients and PPO, so which are 3 different architecture. Then after that, you're going to train agents in unique environments. So unique environments means we created some funny environments, such for instance Huggy, but there is others environments you're going to train your agent on. For instance, MineRL, which is a Minecraft environment, this Doom, which is a Doom version, open source Doom version. So Doom is a first-person shooters, very famous one, but also ML agent environments. So which are environments created with Unity, which is a game engine. You're going to learn about that in Unit 5. So we really wanted to make something nice, you're also using classical environment, what we call classical environment in reinforcement learning. So for instance, gym environments, Atari environments. So this is some of the environments you're going to train your agent on. So at the top right, it's a Snowball Fight. It's a game we created. At the bottom right, you have Doom. You see Minecraft. You see Space Invaders. You see Huggy, and there is much more environments. I didn't put every environment. And yeah, something very interesting is that you can share your train agent with one line of code to the hub, so to the Hugging Face hub, and also download powerful agent from the community. So what's nice is that on the Hugging Face hub, you can push your model, your trained models. Think of Hugging Face hub as the GitHub for your trained models. And this way you can visualize your agent playing with a video, as we see on this screenshot. And you have information about your agent on the left. And what's nice is that you can push your model, but you can also load very powerful model. For instance, this one was created by Stable Baseline 3 community. So people who created Stable Baseline 3, so they are very good models that you can load in one line of code. And it's something you learn in the Unit 1. But we're going to learn for every unit, because what's nice is that every reinforcement learning library that you're going to study have integration with Hugging Face Hub. It means that for every of this library, you will be able to push the model on the hub, and hence you will be able to share it very easily and for free. And the final one, which is I think one of the most interesting, is that you will participate in challenges where you will evaluate your agents against other agents and against other team. So it's something you will know more a little bit in January, but I want to explain a little bit. There is 2 types of challenges. The first, that if you start the course you already saw, it's who gets the best score. So it's a challenge for fun, this one, because it's you have a leaderboard where when you push your model to the hub, we created a leaderboard where you can see what is your rank with your classmate. And what's nice is that if you click on another classmate, you can see, the score. And what's nice with that is you can, see the hyperparameters that were used so that, you can improve your own agent. I'm just looking. This agent, Unity agents. So some of the agents are Unity agents, for instance, Snowball Fight, that I'm going to talk just after, but not all. And the second part that is very interesting, and I'm very excited to speak about this one, but you will have more information in January. It's the AI versus AI. So the idea is that we created a multi-agent environment, for instance, Snowball Fight, where you will going to train your own agent, and then you will compete with other classmates. So you will load your agent, you will load the classmate agent, and you will see who will win. And so we are going to have a leaderboard. I will not dive too much on that for now because we're working on that and we want to show you that later. But I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek on that. So it's a good way to learn. These challenges are a good way to learn. The leaderboard for the models are more something for fun. So don't be disappointed if you have a low score or low rank. I think the mindset to have here is to think how you can improve and ask your classmates what they've done so that you can learn from them. So this is one of the examples. So this is Snowball Fight, which is one of the, so this version is the beta version, but it's one of the environments we created, and you're going to challenge your classmate with your AI. So I'm just going to speak a little bit about what will be the two first environments that you're going to work on. So if you go to the course, you have the first one is LunarLander. So it's the first agent you're going to train. So as you can see in LunarLander, you train a LunarLander agent that needs to learn on the moon. And to do that, it needs to learn to activate different engines to not crash. So this is what you do on the first unit. And on the unit bonus that I mentioned before, you're going to train Huggy the doggo. So the doggo, yeah, also, but to fetch the stick and play with him on your browser. Some of you already done it. So yeah, it's very nice. We have already very nice Huggy. Is this YouTube only on our Zoom class? So it's something I forgot to mention. So if you go, let me share my screen. Share this. Yeah. So if you go on, so it works. If you go on the course, so hf.co/deeprl course, it's where the course is. You have for now the unit 1 bonus unit and unit 0, and you have so subsection. With we made very nice illustration, etc. And you have the hands-on. So hands-on is here. And what's nice is that for the first hands-on, we have a video if you prefer, because some people want to dive directly on Google Colab, but you can also follow with the video. We will have a video for every hands-ons. And we will have, as I mentioned, we'll have these lives, which will be more Q&A and exchange with the community. We aim to do that one every week. So if I go back here. So again, the course is on hf.co/deeprl course. So what I wanted to mention now is that there is 2 paths for this course. Obviously, this course is totally free. I repeat it, it's totally free. You can either just participate as a simple audit, so you can do the challenge, assignments, but you will not have any deadlines. Or you can want to get a certificate of completion. So in that case, you need to complete 80% of the assignments. So it means you need to do 80% of the hands-on before the end of March. Whatever the path you choose to take, we recommend you to follow the recommended pace that I'm going to show you after, to enjoy, the challenge at the same time that everyone, and to get the most of the course with your classmates. So this is a recommended pace of the course. So it's obviously just an advice. you can handle whenever as you want, but so this is the first unit. So the unit 1, introduction to deep reinforcement learning, where you learn the basics of deep reinforcement learning. The bonus unit, it's the one you train Huggy. Introduction to Q-learning will be published next week. You're going to learn your first reinforcement learning algorithm called Q-learning, which is a value-based reinforcement learning algorithm. Then you're going to learn about deep Q-learning, which is Q-learning on steroids. It's a version that uses deep neural network to estimate the Q value. And it's a very famous algorithm because it was the first one that shows the power of using deep reinforcement learning and deep learning together. Then we're going to have an hyperparameter search with Optuna unit. So what's very hard when you do deep reinforcement learning is to find a good set of hyperparameters. Fortunately for us, there is some libraries that can do the hyperparameter search, and so you're going to learn about it. It's a very powerful library. And then we're going to have a very interesting unit about ML agents. So ML agent is a library based on Unity. So for people who don't know, Unity is a game engine where you can create very powerful games. There is a lot of famous games made with Unity. But what's nice is that now you can create deep reinforcement learning environment with Unity. So in Introduction to ML Agent, we're going to learn how to train agents with Unity. And there, we also provide some additional readings on how you can create your own environment. But keep in mind that if you want to create your own environment, you will need to learn to use Unity. But we will give you, some additional resources, such as because Unity provides a lot of free courses to learn to create games with their engine. And then we will have the interesting part, the most interesting part, I would say. Every part is interesting, but this one, I think, is the most exciting one. It's the introduction to multi-agent. It means how you can have multiple agents that either compete against each other or collaborate. And you're going to train your agent in a lot of multi-agent environment that we created. And it's where the challenge AI versus AI will start. Then you're going to learn about policy gradients, which is a policy-based method that is very important to understand in order to understand the state-of-the-art reinforcement learning algorithm. After that, we're going to learn about actor-critic methods with Doom. Don't worry if you don't understand the term for now. You're going to understand it more and more as you go further in the course. But actor-critic is a hybrid method between a value-based reinforcement learning algorithm and a policy-based reinforcement learning algorithm. And you're going to train it on a Doom game. And finally, on Unit 8, we're going to learn about one of the state-of-the-art algorithm, generalist algorithm called PPO, Proximal Policy Optimization. And we're going to have a bonus unit where we're going to talk about offline reinforcement learning, decision transformer. So it's the use of transformer model to create deep reinforcement learning agents. We're also going to talk about human feedback, training language model with human feedback. And about that, we're going to have next week, normally on Tuesday, but we will give you more information soon about that. But we're going to have a live where we're going to talk about reinforcement learning from human feedback, which is the technology that was used to train ChatGPT. So I think a lot of people already heard about ChatGPT. So yeah, we're going to talk about that next week. We're going to give you the link and etc. on the Discord, and we're going to send you on the mail. But I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek about that. To submit assignments, sorry, I just saw the question. You just need to publish the model to Hugging Face. So when you finish the collab, you push the model to the hub. Next week, we're going to have a live about this technology. So yeah. I wanted to have some, just to mention some best practices. So the first is you should join the study groups in Discord. To be honest, when I started to study deep reinforcement learning in 2018, I done it like alone, and it was really not a good idea. Reinforcement learning is super interesting, but it's sometimes a little bit complex. So working with other people, it's very nice. And so, as I mentioned, we created study groups based on where you live, it's more because this way you can be in the same close time zone with other people, but obviously you can work in any group you want. Yeah, so is it considered submitted even if your agent is not on the top of the leaderboard? So what we want is that we want your agent to have a certain score. So for instance, for LunarLander is 200. No, you don't need to be on the top of the board because there is so much models. It will not make sense because only a few people will get the certificate. Our idea is just that you succeed to get a certain good score, and we're going to put the score of every unit you need to attend in order to pass the certification process. The second thing is do the quiz and assignment, because we have something called, I talk a lot about that, but we have something called, illusion of competence, is when you think you learn something, but if you test yourself, you will discover that no. So what we do is that during the course, we have some quizzes that are optional quizzes, they don't count for the certification, but they are very good to verify that, you master the notion. And so, yeah, I would strongly advise you to do the assignment and to do the assignment without the solution first. And, it's very normal in the beginning to have some bugs and to have some things like that. And I still have a lot of bugs, so it's very normal in the whole lifetime. So don't hesitate, to, after you finish the hands-on, to try with another environment, don't hesitate to ask, on Discord, if some people try other environment, what environment you can use, what hyperparameters you can use, if you can use another model, etc. How do you see the group on Discord? So you need to go to Discord to sign up to the Discord server. And you need to, there is something called a role assignment, a channel called role assignment, and you need to click on deep reinforcement learning. And this way you sign up to the deep reinforcement learning channels. So this is the way that you can access this. So the course will be taught so using most of the library are PyTorch library. We're going to, when you will code from scratch some of the agent, it will be with PyTorch, but obviously we give some additional resources. So if you want, for instance, to code your own with TensorFlow, we provide some additional resources on that. But the course is mostly focused on PyTorch. We're going to talk also a little bit on JAX, because there is a lot of things going on with JAX. But we will not have some hands-on on that, but we'll provide some additional resources so that you can go further. And the last one is, as I said, define a schedule to stay in sync. This way, you will not finish everything 1 week before the deadline. The tools you need, we wanted that so that the most people can participate in the course. So you just need to have a computer, a Google Colab account, which the free version is enough for what we want to do. Can we use physical simulation like PyBullet? Yeah, we will have one of the units where we also have PyBullet environment. So for people who don't know what PyBullet is, it's like Mojoko. So it's environment where physical environment. For instance, you train like a pair of legs to walk. You train some weird robots to walk or to jump or to do that kind of thing. And you need a Hugging Face account. So if you don't have an account yet, you will need one, and it's free. It's totally free. You don't need to pay anything for this course. So yeah. So from this thing, it's a Q&A time. So the idea is that if you have some question about the course, about the content, about whatever you want, I will reply them. If it's out of the scope or I can't answer, because maybe I can't answer everything, don't hesitate also to go to the Discord community and to exchange, because there is a lot of exchange in there, and there you will find the solution of the answer of your question. And what I'm going to do during this hands-on, to be a little bit funnier, is that I'm going to play with some of the Huggy. So if you train some Huggy, please tell me the name of your model so that I can load it. I'm just share this tab instead. See correctly. Yeah, I will let on this size. Sorry, it's because I need to see on the right hand, the question. Could could you give an approximate hours per week? So first, so when you're going to train your Huggy and you're going to push to the hub, after that you will be able to load your model. So yeah, so we're going to improve the UI for that, but you need to scroll to find yours. So for instance, let's take this one. And you have different models. So the best model is this one, Huggy.onex. But if you want to play, for instance, with the older, because what's going to happen is that at every 500 time steps of training, you will save a version of the model. Turn off the sound. Sorry, do you hear the sound of the game? Wait. Oh yeah, sorry. Why we still hear it? Wait. Okay, I thought there was no sound. We can hear it. Yeah, no. The capacity. Right click. Yeah, but I think it does not want to get the sound. Yeah, stop sharing. Wait. The sound. Right click on the tab, press mute. Yeah, but the right click does not work because it's it's a WebGL. I'm sorry for that. I thought that the sound, because I cut on my was. Okay. Okay, I will start to answer a question and we'll try to find a solution. So, could you give an approximate hours per week we should dedicate for the course? So it really depends on the unit, because some units will take less time, but most of the time it will be 2 hours per unit. But some will take a little bit more of time. Again, don't hesitate to create your own schedules, because we let more time. When we publish the last unit, you will still have 1.5 months to finish the course. So we will put every week what will be the estimated time. Maybe just increase the mic volume and then decrease the master volume. Yeah, but the master volume is cut. Oh no, I know why. Okay, I think I know why. Yeah, okay. Let's try again, and maybe this time it will work. Yeah. Share screen. The window. Okay. Do you have a partnership with Volta? No, I'm sorry, I don't know what's Volta ML. It's but yeah, I can check. I just note what I don't know this library. So do you see? Sorry for the. Okay, yes, normally you can see. Is this time there is the music or not? Okay, so I suppose there is, okay, the music. Perfect. So I try to go back, we can hear it. I suggest to add summary page, algorithm name, which area we can use, model base. Yeah, that's a very good idea. If you want to, perfect. So I'm going to load this one first, then I will load Omar one. Don't hesitate to give me the name of your model so that I can load it. So just to show you, in this game, you throw the stick to Huggy. So this one is quite well trained. So, long story short, he needs to learn to use his legs, to move his legs one by one, to know to move correctly, and he must avoid to spin too much. So for you, the question about, the summary of a model, what we can do with the model, the state space we can use, for instance, if we can use for continuous action space, etc. Yeah, that's a very good idea. And if you want, again, what I forgot to mention is that this course is it's an open source course where people can participate. So if you have some ideas like that, you can first open your issue, or if you already create a fork of the DeepRL class, so of DeepRL course. The name of the repo is called DeepRL class, Hugging/DeepRL class. You can collaborate. You can, for instance, this idea of adding information about the model is very interesting. So don't hesitate. If you need help to create the PR, don't hesitate to reach us. We can help on that. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I will try Dari Paez, PPO2, Huggy. Okay, so let me go back to the menu, load. It's not on the alphabetic side, so it's yeah. Let's try. So there's one from Dario Paez, and let's see. Oh, it's good. What's your? Let's see. Let me check. Your parameters value dependent on the environment. Is the intuition of? Let me show you the question. So is the intuition to develop about hyperparameter values is dependent of the environment or the reinforcement learning algorithm use? It's both. For instance, let me take a simple example. If you have, for instance, a game like Age of Empire, where the long-term reward is very important because you need to have a long-term strategy. In that case, you need to have a large gamma, a large discount rate, so that you will have you will be able to have an agent that will focus on the long term. So you will have some hyperparameters who will be for the model itself. For instance, the number of layers, number of if you use convolutional neural network, if you have as a state the frame, or if you have as a state vector, for instance, you use the multi-layer perceptron. So it's for both. You have the hyperparameters are for both, for environment and for the model. Something important to consider is that some models, some algorithms you can't use with some environment. For instance, if you have a continuous action space, you can't use Q-learning. So you will send the next unit why you can't do that. But yeah, it's very it depends on the environment. The choice of the reinforcement learning algorithm is what you want to do with this algorithm, and what environment do you have. So now, if you have the best parameter for LunarLander, it doesn't mean you can apply to another environment. So most of the time, if the problem is the same, the environment is quite the same problem with sense action space. You can use the same hyperparameters, but if no, it's very different. No, you need to have an different hyperparameter search. Is what we're learning in this course similar to what OpenAI might use for creating ChatGPT? So what I mentioned is that we're going to have a live next week about this question, because if you don't know, ChatGPT use what we call a reinforcement learning from human feedback. And it's a technology where you train your language model with some human feedback, like if it was good, not, etc. And so it uses reinforcement learning to train it. And we're going to have a live about that. And in the last unit of the course, we're going to have some resources about this subject. So do we have a calendar with the class schedule? Yes, we have the calendar in the recommended. If you check on the recommended, on unit 0 in recommended timeline, the recommended timeline is always when the it doesn't want to give me back the stick. The timeline is when the moment where we put the recommended timeline is when we publish the article. So we publish, normally we publish once every week. So next week we publish Q-learning, which is the unit 2. Are any particular recommendation or reinforcement learning book except certain Arto? One I really like, I forgot. So we put on the additional reading. I'm going to put it on additional readings. But it's a one Groking. So the editor is Groking, and it's if you type reinforcement learning Groking, you can find it. It's a very nice one. To be honest, it really helped me for some of the concepts that I maybe sometimes hard to understand. I think it's Sutton and Bartow is really the Bible of reinforcement learning, and it's totally free. If you go to Sutton and Bartow reinforcement learning, you'll find it. But I think that the working version, the working book is also very good, and we're going to put it on the additional readings of the course. It is okay to share your work on GitHub publicly as well. Work, Yeah, sure. You can clearly share your work. I think it's important to share your work so that you can you can show to people what you do, and yeah, it's always a good idea. We will touch on transformer in the course. Yeah, we, as I mentioned on unit 9, we have a part about offline reinforcement learning and decision transformer. I don't know if you know, but we already implemented decision transformer on the transformer library at Hugging Face. We have a blog post about that if you type Hugging Face blog decision transformer. But we are going to dive a little bit deeper, and you're going to train your own decision transformer. So for people who don't know what decision transformer is, it's we use transformer, which is an architecture, a deep learning architecture, but is usually used to train, for instance, language model, but also image, audio, etc., for a lot of things. And now there is since 2 years a version to train to solve a reinforcement learning problem. So so there is debate if it's reinforcement learning or not, etc. I will not dive on this debate, but it's a very interesting topic. I think I froze the stick too far, and this poor dog can't can't find it. I wasn't able to render the environment to see in Collab. Yeah, you can't render in Collab. There is 2 solutions. There is something called Collab Gym Render, which is a library. But what you can do is when you push to the hub, it generates a video version of your agent. So you can push to the hub, see the video. If the agent is not good, you can push again to the hub, because the models on the hub has Git based. So you can make a new commit. So my advice is try to directly push to the hub and see the result. Or you can use Gym Collab Render, but it does not work for every environment. What are the available application combination of reinforcement learning and transformer, Bert? So one of the main application that is currently, trending a lot, it's ChatGPT, and it's thanks to reinforcement learning that this model is able to be so good. So it's one of the application. There is also some application on reinforcement learning in general, for instance, in the video game industry. Because there is something we're going to talk during this call called curiosity. It's where the agent discover a new state that was unpredictable, and they use that to debug their games. For instance, they make agent playing their games, and when their agent discover something they never saw before, most of the time it's a bug. For instance, an agent stuck on a wall, stuck on a part of the game it shouldn't be. So it's one of the application, but there is. If you search on the internet, we see more and more application, real-world application of reinforcement learning. So yeah, you need a little bit of level of PyTorch. We provide some resources on that. There is a PyTorch in 60 minutes that is really good in the PyTorch official website. So yeah, I think it's important, even though we're going to use reinforcement learning library, I think it's important that you start to study PyTorch. If you already know TensorFlow, I think it will be easier to make the transition. Oh yeah, and yes, yeah. So thank you. This is the book I was mentioning. So it's Miguel Morales, Deep Reinforcement Learning. It's a very, very good book. Let me. Can we use AWS SageMaker instead of Collab? So we didn't test it, but if you succeed to make it work, you can create a PR so that we can add to the list of product you can use to train your agent. Can Blender be used in place of Unity? So Blender, as mentioned by Dave Francois, is not a game engine anymore. There was a part of game engine called Blender Game, if I remember correctly. And unfortunately, no, but we're working on a library called Simulate at Hugging Face, where you will be able export your Blender scene as GLTF and be able to run it in our simulate library. So we're going to speak a little bit about that during our course, and you're going to learn a little bit about this library, but you can already go to simulate. So if you go to Hugging Face and you have Hugging Face simulate, you will find this library. But yeah, Blender is not a game engine, but you can create 3D scenes with it. So we have one of my colleagues called Edward that created the reinforcement learning library for Kodo. It's currently working on very nice environment, so we think of adding them to the course. So you can use Godot to do reinforcement learning. If you have reinforcement learning Godot, you will find his library, and it's really, really great. Yeah, Blender is 3D modeling. Godot will be nice. Some of the tasks before date, publish somewhere in advance. So we try to publish in advance. For now, we publish the two first units in advance, but we're going to try to publish in advance. But every unit takes a lot of time, so most of the time it will be at the publish date. But every time we publish a unit, we send a mail. So some of them might be in advance. But if you want to take a little bit of advance, you're very excited to learn more about the course. You can check the additional link we put because we put links, for the book, for the different books you can read, for the videos you can watch. There is a lot of series of very good videos made by a very important professor that you can watch, so that you can get the first idea of what you're going to learn with this course. I don't know, but you can ask this question in the Discord. We have a Discord, and you can ask this question to your Discord because I'm sure that some people already try. I promise Omar to load this one, so try SageMaker. Not on this course for now, but maybe some people use it. So if some people convert the collab to SageMaker, we can. If they do a PR, we can put on the course. Again, this course is a collaborative one. So if there is something you're very interested about and you want to add to the course, you're more than welcome to do it. So I tried to search for Omar. So I will put on my to-do list to, put in alphabetical order because it will be much easier to find your model, especially because the number of models getting bigger and bigger because a lot of people starts to add a model, so we're really happy with that. And I need to do it again because I'm lost. I'm sorry, Huggy, I lost the stick. It's trying to eat the fence. Yeah, but I normally there was an invisible wall, but I think there is a bug. So yeah, unfortunately, I throw it very, very far away. So, yeah. Also, what I wanted to say is, don't hesitate on the Discord when you have questions, when you have things. I'm very active on the Discord, and there is a lot of people very active. And so, don't hesitate. There is no stupid question. There is no, all that kind of thing. It's a friendly place. So don't hesitate. Really, I think it's Research Sutton that was saying that the stupid yes question is a question you don't ask. So don't hesitate to ask questions. Omar, yours is very, very good too. It's a little bit clumsy, but it's very good. And again, you can if you type Huggy Hugging Face, so Huggy Huggy Hugging Face, you can find the space and you can directly play online with Huggy. Just checking. If you have other questions, don't hesitate. I'm just checking that I didn't forget one of the questions. Search option for repo. What search option for repository? I don't understand this one. Is it a repo with instruction for local installation suitable for Jupyter? So for now, we have the hands-on on Colab. If you want to run on yours, you need to remove XVFB. Sorry, because every time I mix the letter. So it's a virtual screen element. Because on Colab you don't have a screen. So this kind of simulator screen, need to be able to record the frame and so to create a video of your agent playing. Oh, it falls. So except for that, normally you can directly download and load on your computer and try. Because I think it's the only library that you need to remove because you need to use it. Yeah, again, don't hesitate to try. If you have some issue, don't hesitate to open an issue or to ask us on the Discord directly. Thanks for the tutorial. I had the chance to look today. Thank you very much. Don't hesitate if you have feedback also, even things you want that we improve. Our goal is always to improve the course and to find better way to explain concepts. So yeah, don't hesitate. Oh, maybe it's still in the fence. Yeah, if you play the game, try to avoid to launch too far. Yeah, so as I mentioned, next week we're going to you're going to learn about Q-learning, and you're going to use two environments, one called Frozen Lake, a very famous one, and Taxi V2, but V3, sorry, where in fact you will have a taxi that will need to bring someone from one place to another place and find the shortest route. So this is the first. And the week after, we're going to have deep Q-learning, where you will train your agent to play Atari games. So Space Invaders, Breakout, Pong, any Atari games you want. The Atari VCS games, the old one. Are we getting extra space for Google Colab on this task? No, the free version is really enough. The free version is really enough for what we want to do for now. You don't need extra space. Just beware that when you run GPU with Colab, you use the GPU, because Google starts to penalize people who click on, launch with GPU, but don't use the GPU. So just beware of that. But yeah, you're really fine with Google Colab for the first part of the course. And so someone tried to run Unit 1 and it was fine. So thanks for the info. So yeah, it means you can run on your own computer. The other library and other version could be nice. A requirement file with all the libraries and their version could be nice. My environment breaks frequently. Normally, if you look at, we put a link, with where we put all the libraries that you install, a requirement text. Something to know is that if you use the Colab, sometimes you can have an error with the screen visualization, the fake screen. There is some bugs, but we know that if it's happened, you just need to rerun the notebook. For now, we don't have a solution for that. It's a known solution. It's a well-known solution, especially with gym environments. Yeah, for now, the solution is just to reload the notebook on that. And if you load on your own computer, don't hesitate to open an issue if there is a library that does not work, because we can try to search together what's going on. Do you focus on for robotics with reinforcement learning and physical simulation? So we're going to use PyBullet, which is a virtual robotics environment where you have multiple environments. But this course will not use real robots. But if you use real robots and things like that, don't hesitate to share me what you've done, because I'm interested in this topic. To be honest, I just start to learn a little bit about robotics, real robotics. So I'm very beginner on that, but yeah, it's an interesting topic. The premise that, especially with rendering and recording, if you mean about the question of the library, so normally if you run on Colab, everything should be fine. If you run on your own, you need to verify that you have all the library installed. So most of the time, you need to install some video drivers. I know, for instance, if you use Ubuntu, there is additional libraries to install, but don't hesitate to reach me for this problem so that we can find a solution. Will we see the Mujoko environment during the course? Since we're going to use PyBullet, we're going to put on the additional resources Mujoko. For people who don't know, PyBullet was the open source version of Mujoko. Mujoko for a long time was very expensive library. Now it's defined both it, so now you can use it more, but it's still a proprietary library, and we try to avoid that kind of library, but we're going to put on the, because it's not open source per se, but we're going to put on the additional resources. But if you want to use Bibelet, most of the environments Bibelet are quite the same, but the one from Mojoko. But we use Mojoko, for instance, for decision transformer. Some of them were trained with decision transformer. So you will have some resources to learn to use Mojoko. Yes. So yeah, except that you can, yeah, you can find me so on Twitter. So if you go to Simon Thomas, you can reach us on Discord. You can find us on the course. Yeah, don't hesitate when you have questions. Don't hesitate when you have ideas. Also, if you have like ideas, because we can't have all the good ideas. So if you have nice ideas of things you want to do, or you want to collaborate or improve in something, don't hesitate. Play with Huggy. And let me see. So yeah, a last thing I wanted to show you. Yeah, we have, if you never use Discord, we have a Discord one-on-one here, where you can learn how it works, because sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming when you just started Discord. So this way you will know what channel you need to check, etc. So don't hesitate to check. It's on Unit 0 on the Discord section. Will the course provide enough information, opportunities to discover for master thesis? Can we create a reinforcement learning research group? So with this course, it's a course from beginner, what we call beginner to expert. So it means at the end of this course, you have enough skills to be able to read papers, research paper on reinforcement learning. The course is the idea is that it's not a research-focused course, but if you're interested, you can. I'm pretty sure there is a lot of people on Discord who also want to do some research in reinforcement learning. In addition to that, we have at Hugging Face a team of reinforcement learning researchers, and so we're going to start to publish some blog posts about paper explain, etc. on our blog. So these people are also on Discord, so don't hesitate to reach us. But if you're interested in reinforcement learning research, my advice is check on our Discord and discuss with people about the fact that you want to do that or you're currently doing that. And also, the second place I would say is obviously the reinforcement learning subreddit. Yeah, I forgot to show the question, which was, if we have enough information, opportunities to discover topic on master thesis. We always put additional resources, so it's up to you. If you want just to learn the basis, or if you always want to go deeper. But we provide the best resources, and if you have additional resources, by the way, that you want us to add to the course, again, don't hesitate to reach us or to open GitHub pull request. Let me go back. I wanted to show you the Discord. And let me see. So yeah, as I said, next week we have Q-Learning. The week after we have DQ Learning. We're going to have a small break during December 25th, 25th, January the 1st. Because it's holiday season. But I will be on the Discord. We will be here. We will be reachable. Yeah. And if I can, before ending this live, because it's, time flies. If I have one advice to give you, it will be don't hesitate to work in group. Don't hesitate to ask questions when you learn. And most importantly, and it's for me the most important, is we provide you hands-on, but don't hesitate to do more for you. It's for you. Don't hesitate, like for instance, to be curious, to think like, okay, I train with LunarLander. What other environment there is on the GIB documentation? So you go to the GIB documentation, you find I don't know, mountain car, you find, carpool, etc. And so try to read the documentation, try to understand, what the state space is, what the action space is, and just try, to train with your PPO model or any other architecture. Just try, you will never break something, and I think it's the best way to learn, because if you just wait, the hands-on, you will learn something, but I think it's not enough. You will need to be curious and just try some environment. Plus, there is a lot, especially recently, because for a long time in reinforcement learning there was gym, there was Zoom, there was that kind of environment, Hyperlet, Joko, but there was not a lot of um, funny environment. Now we see more and more, for instance, with Minecraft. We see recently with Ridley. We see ML agents. So it's a very nice moment to start to see deep reinforcement learning. But so yeah, my advice: have fun. Yeah, first, obviously, because it's easier to learn when you have fun. But yeah, do more things, try things. Don't hesitate to ask on study groups like, hey, I'm doing that. Do you have some advice? Or don't hesitate also, and something we really love is don't hesitate to share what you've done, to share with us, to share on Twitter. Don't hesitate to tag us on Twitter, to share on LinkedIn, to share on the Discord, or wherever you want to share it, so that we can see what you've done. And yeah, don't hesitate to ask people if they want to work together on training, an environment that is not on the course, or even environment is on the course. And yeah, thanks. And yeah, we really hope you'll enjoy the course. And again, if you have feedback, positive or negative, don't hesitate to tell us, because um, this course is a lot of work for us, but it's so amazing. It's really nice. So don't hesitate, even if it's only a positive one, but also if it's something we need to improve. We really want that this course to be the best experience for you to learn deep reinforcement learning. I think we run out of time. Yeah, it was a great pleasure. So again, as I mentioned, next week we are going to have. So I'm going to check where we can have the live number two of the same live, but this time we're not present. We're not present. The course is already done, but we're going to have a Q&A, some exchange, and some nice stuff. And but also, I also mentioned that next week on Tuesday, normally, so we're going to give you the information by mail and by Discord. We're going to have a presentation by Nathan, which is one of the reinforcement learning researchers in FACE, about the technology behind ChatGPT, which is reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning is starting again to be something very, very, very trending, which is amazing. And yeah, this is the right moment to start deep reinforcement learning. Yeah, I thank you all, and yeah, I wish you a good day. And yeah, I see you on the Discord. Bye.